Hey, what's up, guys? This is KDCloudy, and if you follow me on social media or if you read any of the community posts, you know that I visited Japan some time back with my family, and of course, I had to visit some IMAXs. But this time, it wasn't just any ordinary IMAX. I visited the place where it all began. Okay, so none of my videos are really complete without a history lesson. So let's go back to the 1960s. So IMAX was basically just a Canadian startup in the 60s where a bunch of people came together and they were inventing this new film format with 15 perforations and a version of 70mm film. So before they really had the funding to go worldwide and mainstream, they were actually sponsored by a Japanese company to showcase this technology at the Expo 70 fair in Osaka, which was a place where technology makers all around the world would come and show cutting edge inventions. And at this site, they made a temporary IMAX auditorium with inflatable tubes, a giant flat screen where audiences watched the first ever IMAX film, Tiger Child, on the first ever prototype of the rolling loop 1570 projector. After this, IMAX in Japan had a very good history. Like at the subsequent Expo fairs, they would demo the first ever IMAX dome technology, the first ever 3D film technology, the first ever dome 3D film technology, which never made its way to commercial cinema, but all sorts of cool stuff. And over the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of 70mm IMAXs installed all across Japan. And because it was the 80s and 90s, they were pretty much all in educational sites and museums. But by the time Nolan released his first ever IMAX movie, The Dark Knight, none of the theaters in Japan had the capability of screening 70mm film. But soon in 2014-2015, as IMAX introduced their first laser system which could power GT sites, 1.43 sites to their full glory, well, 109 Cinemas, which is a leading cinema chain in Japan, took up the project of building Japan's first ever 1.43 IMAX in years. And do it at the place where it all began, at Osaka Expo City, where I visited with my mom and dad. Now, I just want to take a moment and appreciate the surrounding area of this IMAX building because it's just so fascinating. It's so cool. I mean, there's this giant Ferris wheel, and they really did a very good job in renovating the old Expo Park into something very commercial, and it's very, very easy to reach by metro. Japan has such a crazy train system. You can just take a train anywhere and just walk. And yeah, that's what we did. And the exit of the monorail directly led you to the Expo City complex. And with a fair bit of walking, you reach 109 Cinemas IMAX. So once you enter the multiplex building, you see the lobby, which is simple, clean, nothing flashy, but it's filled with giant banners of new releases, and you have the concessions area. I got my ticket for Jurassic World Rebirth printed out at this kiosk. It's all Japanese, but I paid like 400 or 1500 rupees for a ticket. And looking around, there are these super nice stands with pamphlets about upcoming releases like Tron and Free Care Friday. Yes, this was a while ago. And if you just walk around, there's actual merch stands selling all sorts of cool stuff. Like, I haven't seen this anywhere in India. And like you have Fantastic Four, Deadpool, Jurassic World. Like, there's a whole ass puzzle set. And right at the back, we got some Superman stuff. Pretty cool keychains, folders and whatnot. So yeah. So now it's time for our show. My mom's scanning all of our tickets at the machine because I was holding a lot of popcorn and Pepsi. And this is the entrance. Super, super nice. And I'd say it's a bit of a walk inside the tunnel. It's pretty dark, but it's very nice. And that walk inside the tunnel just before you enter the screen is just so exciting. And once you reach the end of the tunnel, there you go, you witness the giant 1.43 IMAX screen, biggest in Japan, and I was in absolute awe. A quick Google search tells me that this theater is about 85 feet wide and 59 feet high and has 407 seats, IMAX's dual laser projectors with 12 channel audio. Pretty much all GTs I've been to, whether it's the former IMAXs of India or the one in Thailand, they're all pretty much the same, very consistent and very familiar. But this was the first time I was actually witnessing IMAX's dual laser projection setup. I just wish that I got to see like a proper 1.43 movie, like maybe Fantastic Four, or even a 1.9:1 movie like F1, but sadly I did not get to do that. As a matter of fact, as my bad luck would have it, 2 weeks after I left Japan, they're apparently screening The Dark Knight again over there, all across the country. So, yeah, I mean, my visa expired anyway, so like, there's nothing to be sad about. But yeah, anyway, the movie I watched over here was Jurassic World Rebirth, which I already had watched in Dolby Cinema. So, this became the first movie which I watched in two of the best projection formats in existence right now, which is pretty sad because I did not enjoy the movie. I did notice the extra bit of sharpness because this was a 2D presentation and it was a 4K DCP. So that was pretty cool. And also it's special because Japan and China are the only two countries in the world which received an IMAX release for this movie. So now dual laser was very bright, but apart from that, I don't see any fidelity differences between a single laser IMAX presentation or a dual laser IMAX presentation. There was a lot of speckle though in the projection, which I think is okay for a screen this size. And I have to say it's very, reminiscent to my showings and experiences at Prasad's PCX because they also have a similar dual laser model, albeit not IMAX. And yes, this auditorium does have 12 channel sound with speakers on the side walls and the ceiling as well. Now, even the Jurassic World Rebirth's sound mix isn't that crazy. I did find some moments of crisp, clear bass, and as well as some moments of overhead audio, which I also experienced in Dolby Cinema. So this was very close to the Dolby Atmos experience, but with a little more bass, which is like classic IMAX behavior. But yeah, I did watch some IMAX trailers though. I watched the 1.9:1 trailer for The Odyssey, if you can believe it. That was pretty cool. And I also watched the trailer for How to Train Your Dragon, which was also in 1.9:1. Very cool trailers, very bright, very sharp. So that was cool. And overall, this theater was pretty nice. Sound system was good, very boomy, very bassy. I feel the seats could have been better. But overall, it's not really a premium cinema. And, you'll find a lot more premium high-end cinemas even in India, but this is giving the classic GT IMAX experience, so I can't really complain. Now, apart from this place, I also visited the Grand Sunshine Cinema at Ikebukuro in Tokyo. This is Japan's second laser GT IMAX in a commercial tower building opened in 2018. And once you enter, you'll immediately feel that this is a much more premium experience. Like the popcorn counters had a fine dining vibe to them. And again, I booked my ticket for Demon Slayer in floor number 4 at this kiosk where everything was Japanese. I just pressed some random buttons and a ticket came out. I just went to the top floor. I think it was floor number 12 where you enter the IMAX auditorium. Now, once you get to the 12th floor, the lobby is just amazing. And not because of any of the decor, it's because of the ceiling, because it was completely covered with LED walls. It's insane, and they would be just playing promo material, trailers and all that, and the entire room would light up. It's just crazy and just so immersive. Nothing like I've ever seen before. Now, I was a little late to the movie and I couldn't take any pictures or videos of the auditorium when it was empty, but I did make it in time to watch this IMAX promo, which was completely in 1.43:1. It was amazing, and even though it was just a few minutes, it completely just quenched my thirst of watching something in like top to bottom 1.43:1. It was just like It was amazing. And yeah, after that, the movie began, and I was watching Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, something which I just don't have any idea about. I don't watch anime. I think I watched like one anime in my life. But it was nice. I think I had an authentic experience of watching an anime movie in Japan. But yeah, there were no subtitles at all. So I left in the middle of the film. But overall, it was pretty cool, good vibe. And they also gave this collectible away for free. Now, if you ask me to compare the Grand Sunshine Cinema in Tokyo versus the one in Osaka, both IMAXs are great, very iconic. I would say that, in fact, they have the same exact screen size, but the auditorium sizes differ. The one in Tokyo is slightly bigger and houses like 100 or 200 more extra people. And the interior in the Tokyo one is much more premium and rustic, and they also have like options for luxury seats and loungers. So that's something to consider. But apart from that, same exact projectors, same exact audio setup. I also want to touch on a few other things. I also visited United Cinemas IMAX in Toshimain, which is like very far from Tokyo, and it's close to the Harry Potter Warner Brothers studio, which I also visited. The United Cinemas IMAX was very nice actually. I didn't watch a film over there, but I was just roaming around in the lobby, and they have these amazing IMAX posters like framed onto the wall, and there was this statue of the thing which I clicked a picture of. The Warner Brothers Studio tour was amazing. Bought a lot of Harry Potter merch, and I also bought like 6 Blu-rays. I always wanted to collect Blu-rays, but sadly in India you don't get them anymore. So I've been collecting a bunch of second-hand Blu-rays, but in Japan I could finally buy some brand new Blu-rays without breaking my bank. So, oh yeah, I also got these 2 posters. These are huge. This is a Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning poster, and this is an Interstellar poster, which you probably can't see because of the light reflection, but I'll put up the picture on screen so you can see it. So yeah, that's all what I did in Japan, and the nerd inside me is very very happy. I would recommend, if you're planning to travel abroad in Southeast Asia, definitely visit Japan once. It's a beautiful country. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I will be putting out 2 more videos very very soon. I'm just saying it out loud so I can commit publicly and stick to my commitment. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.